Joining me now in studio, I'd like to welcome Mr. Bheke Stofile, who is the president of the South African Local Government Association. Mr. Stofile, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Greetings to you, and thank you very much for having us.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Mr. Stofile, just your initial reaction to President Ramaphosa's speech.
The first thing that we wish to highlight is that the president reminded us of the journey of reconstructing a new South Africa. And that journey speaks on the key important elements. Important elements that relate to collaborations on matters of economy, on matters of socio-economic challenges that are faced by our communities. And the president took us to that journey and reminded us on this date, the former and the founder president of the Republic of South Africa was born on this day. And that is why, therefore, on this day, we need to recommit ourselves on the process in changing conditions of our people. But what is important to us as local government practitioners generally, we have been whinging and complaining over the years about the lack of cooperative governance.
Yes.
And the president today, he unpacked the cooperations amongst and within government. And what we like mostly is that the president responds to what we have been calling for, that the weaknesses of lack of service to our communities is the way that we pigeonhole government and operate in silos. And each and every individual department wants to outshine and become important, not government as a single unit that is meant to change the conditions of our people.
Mr. Stofile, we've seen the challenges amongst municipalities. We've seen the challenges of metros. I look at the metros when you look at the coalition governments that have happened there, and the fact that there's a tussle for the actual leadership of those metros. The framework now within government has to be one of stability, isn't it? But if we're going to say stability from a national government perspective, that stability needs to filter down to the metros and the municipalities. Isn't that the case?
I think President, in his address, he addressed that issue. And one of the areas that he touched base on is that the stability in metros are critically important. As the key economic drivers of our country, South Africa. And what I think is going to then happen, which is the good mood. Remember, the instability in local government is informed by political parties.
Yes.
Now, if the political parties at national level begin to pull one another together, then you will realize the stability in local government level.
Yes.
So the investment to build strong state and strong ability to collaborate and coordinate the efforts, it will then reduce the stampede of different interests that are appearing in the local state.
Mr. Stofile, you as SALGA have been part and parcel of the decisions that government makes. You were there to really facilitate as a stakeholder in the decisions when it comes to the government of national unity. How important is it that this GNU starts off on the right note from today? That when they start off, that in 6 to 12 months' time, the public can say there's a sense of confidence within this GNU?
The first sense is the ability, like President said, collaborations, coordinating, and infuse intergovernmental relations within the three spheres of government. That issue, it might sound soft, but is very hard in the operation of government as a system. Because if they don't coordinate, collaborate, and use government to implement its plans and make a difference on the conditions of communities, is as useless as is not existing. And therefore, I think this speech or statement made by the president begins to set a tone of, if we are united, we succeed. But if we are divided and operate in silos, we fall. And that is why we won't see the impact on communities and challenges. In fact, the President is raising a very important point.
Yeah.
The point the President is raising really is about there is no economic development and prosperity of individual members of the society if that economy doesn't take place in local government.
Yes.
Now, so local government, in my own description, looking into what President Ramaphosa delivered today, he is then saying, local government is like your legs.
Yes.
Your legs takes you to a destination that you want to arrive at. And if your legs are not strong, your legs will fail to take you to your destination. And this is what President Ramaphosa, if you want to sum up, is saying to us. And therefore, that is why the legs, local government must be made strong. That is why the legs, including governance generally, public sector, must be professionalized so that we act with commitment and we act with speed to addressing the challenges that communities are facing.
One final question, Mr. Stofile. Energy dependability, a local government plays a huge role in trying to make sure that the introduction of the IPPs are there, but also at the same time that whatever stability Eskom has, there can still be electricity availability for each and every ward within those municipalities and metros.
Your question, it comes at the right time. We had a discussion early morning today with the Minister of Electricity and the department as newly configured today. We're discussing exactly that. And I think the message, it was a message that was preparing the address of the President. Because the message that we all agree is that in the energy space, like I already said, there is nothing called a space of national or a province. The space in the local government is a wall-to-wall municipal system, 257 of them. And you operate in that space, you need to collaborate. You need to coordinate your activities because you must then respond to energy crisis that the country is facing. And you can only do that if you work together as a team of those that have been elected and those that have been appointed to expedite the service delivery to our communities. So I think already we've got the plans about how we then go about, including what is the Halabalu. So is owed this much, 160 billion rand to municipality owing Eskom, 340 billion rand that municipality is owed by the communities, I mean households, business and government. So deliberating on these matters together, sitting under the one room, we can bring solutions on these challenges.
Mr. Stofile, thank you so much for joining us here on our makeshift studio at Hilaal TV. Much appreciated. All the best ahead of your job, and we hope to speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.
That's Mr. Bheke Stofile. He is the president of the South African Local Government Association.